Restorative yoga. We are going to need 2 tennis balls, a bolster, and 2 blocks. So let's go ahead and start with our 2 blocks. So we're going to do supported Matsyasana. So one block long ways between the shoulder blades, and then bring the other block, and we're going to bring it underneath the head. So you might want the knees bent, falling out to the side, palms of feet together. If this is uncomfortable, you can bend the knees and plant the feet. And you can also let the legs go straight. So any variation, arms can be out alongside the body. The what? So the block should be between the shoulder blades. So you're kind of squeezing your shoulder blades on it. And then the second block should just be supporting the head. So whatever height feels good. So just shut the eyes down here, come into breath first. And you can kind of explore if the legs are straight and you want to bend them and plant the feet, or open the knees up wide, palms of feet touching. You can take any variation. So we begin practice with a nice open heart here. And just allowing the chest and the shoulders to gently surrender here towards the mat. So almost like we're peeling the heart open and just allowing the space here between the shoulder blades to be our support. A couple more breaths. And slowly peel the chest up, come up to sitting. And we're just going to bend the knees, let them fall out to the right side. Move the blocks out of the way and bring a bolster or a pillow to the base of the spine. So we're going to turn back towards the right here and just wave the chest down. So laying the belly down, you can take right cheek to the bolster, left cheek, whatever feels good. And just allowing the belly to ring out here. So anytime we do twists, this is very good for the digestive system, the liver, and the gallbladder. Just allowing to detox and revitalize in the internal organs here. And slowly peel the chest up, come back through center. And you want to plant your feet, bend the knees. Feet are going to be about mat width distance apart. Let the knees drop to the left so you're about mat width distance between the feet. Turn back towards the bolster and wave the chest down. So again, a counter pose to supported Matsyasana here. Instead of opening the heart, we surrender into the bolster, into the mat. So just that feeling of resolve here. 4 more breath cycles. Slowly peel the chest back up. Turn forward and come to a comfortable seat. So move the bolster off to the side and stack the right shin on top of the left shin. So if there's a lot of space under the right knee, you can always bring a block under. You're good. Chest nice and tall, and then slowly walk the hands forward. So you can come onto the forearms, you can come onto a block, or you can come to lying all the way down on the mat. And slowly walk the hands back towards the body. And stack the left shin on top of the right. Peel the chest up and slowly come forward, so dissolving in. Forehead down, rounding the upper back, letting the head drop in. Two more breaths here. And slowly begin to walk the hands back towards the body. And bring the right foot beside the right glute, left foot by the right thigh. So right foot is hugging in by the right glute, left foot to the right thigh. Turn towards the left. You can just come onto the fingertips, open the chest out. And back through center, switch sides. Left foot hugging in by the glute, right foot to the left thigh. Turn towards the right, come onto the fingertips. Slowly come back through center. Keep the left foot in by the left glute and extend the right leg long. So you might want to block here. If this is uncomfortable, bring a block underneath the right thigh. So stay here nice and tall. If this is lengthening into the right quad, stay. Or maybe come down onto the palms behind you. Then maybe come down onto the forearms. If you think you can go further, you might be able to move the block off to the side and come all the way down onto the back. So not compulsory, just go to a space that feels good for you, but the left knee should stay on the ground. So if it starts to lift, that's probably a stopping point. So you want to be able to comfortably sit into whichever variation you choose. Be here for 4 more breaths. And slowly begin to make your way up. Taking time. And then lean to the right. Take the block out first. And then straighten the left leg forward. So bring the right foot in by the right glute. And again, you can come up onto a block under the left hip. This might be the stopping point. It's a nice open chest sitting tall, fingertips down. Or maybe you begin to walk the hands back behind. Nice open chest. And let the head drop back if you find ease here. And maybe making it all the way down to the mat, removing the block. The most important thing is that we keep that right knee on the mat. Try to unclench the jaw and allow the breath here, the prana, to move through the throat, so no constriction of the breath here. Two more breaths. And slowly make your way up. And we begin to come into full Virasana. So bring the left foot by the left glute, move the block. If this is already enough for the quads, you can bring a block underneath the seat and just stay here. So it's not compulsory to use a block, it just helps you get a little bit deeper. You can walk the hands back behind you, open the chest, maybe walking down to the forearms, and maybe walking all the way down to the back, or just letting your head drop in here. There's also space here if you're super open to bring a block underneath the shoulder blades like we did in supported Matsyasana earlier, and a block underneath the head. So I'm just giving different variations. You don't have to do these. We just want to open into the quads here. So if you try one variation and it doesn't feel good and it's quite straining, just return to the previous variation. Four more breaths. And slowly making your way up. So bringing the upper body up, moving the blocks off to the side, and leaning to the right, bringing the legs forward. So both legs come forward, getting nice and tall, and the spine reach up with the arms. And exhale, bow forward. So let the head drop in around the spine, arms alongside the feet, and maybe taking a hold of the feet if they're there, and letting the head drop in. So if you need a slight bend in the knees, you can always take a slight bend if this is too strong on the hamstrings. And in Paschimottanasana, the seated forward fold, we always feel a little bit of rise on the inhale and a little bit more surrender on the exhale. So really envision just diving in deeper to that space between the knees or the shins on every exhale. And slowly peel the chest up. Come back up to sitting. And bring the left ankle on top of the right, or in front of the right knee. So this might be your spot, or you might be able to hug the left foot into the right hip crease. Peel the chest up, and then slowly begin to walk the hands forward. So you might have to rearrange the left foot. Make sure it's not causing any pain here on the right thigh. On every exhale, folding in a little bit deeper. And slowly peeling the chest up. And bring the left foot to the outside of the right knee. So sitting up tall, holding on to the front of the left kneecap. Twist to the left, bring the right elbow crease to wrap around the left knee, opening the chest to the left. So slight twist here. And slowly turn forward. Bring the right foot in by the left glute. Right knee stacking on top of the left. So sitting up nice and tall, the feet might come out a little bit. The knees don't have to be perfectly stacked. But inhale, reach up with the arms. And exhale, right arm sweeping underneath the left, eagle arms, palms together. Open the chest, slight back bend. Rounding the spine, let the elbows come in towards the belly and just folding into the knees here. And slowly rising with the chest, unwind the arms, reach up. And slowly folding forward, come onto the fingertips, bend the elbows up towards the ceiling. So just fold the head in towards the knees. And slowly peel the chest up. Bring a block over to the right side. Bring the right palm onto the right block, left arm stretching up and over. Or you come onto the right forearm, left arm stretching up and over. Or right forearm down to the floor, left arm stretching up and over. So just keeping the left hip planted here, decide how deep or shallow you want to go into the pose. You can turn your head up towards the ceiling and come back up through center. Unwind the legs. Bring the right foot on top of the left thigh, so left leg is straight. And decide if you want the right foot into the left hip crease or setting in front of the left knee. Peel the chest up and slowly begin to fold forward. So this pose is generally quite discomforting for the quadriceps. So if you have to reposition that right foot, always find a space of comfort. And peel the chest up. Set the right foot outside the left knee. Turn towards the right as you hug the right knee in with the left elbow crease. So you can clasp the hands, look slightly back, and sitting up nice and tall on the spine. Slowly come forward. Bring the left foot in by the right glute. Stack the knees. Feet can come slightly out. Inhale, reach up with the arms. And exhale, sweep the left arm underneath the right. Palms together, eagle arms. Open the chest, slight back bend. And slowly wind in around the spine, elbows into the belly. So just folding over the knees here. And slowly unwind with the arms, reach up. Begin to fold forward, come onto the fingertips, bend the elbows, fold in. So it's not about folding in the deepest. We just want to keep the hips planted as long as you're finding length here in the right hip and the glute. Do your best to not dive in as deep. A couple more breaths here, nice and gentle. And slowly peel the chest up. You can have a block out to the left side on the palm, right arm stretching up, or you can come onto the left forearm, spiraling the chest open, but find length through the right side. We have an onlooker outside. He was doing yoga with us. And slowly come back through center. Lengthen the legs out nice and wide here. Toes flexing up towards the ceiling. And you can bring a bolster through center line, blocks whatever you might need here. We're going to peel the chest up nice and tall. And when you're ready, you'll slowly begin to fold down. So you can come onto the palms, keep the chest lifted, come onto the forearms, bolster, or bolster in combination with the blocks. So in these kind of poses, especially coming into the hips, we just use patience here, staying in the pose for 5 to 10 breaths. And gravity to help open the hips up more, which are generally a very tight place for most bodies. 2 more breaths. And slowly peel the chest up. Walk the hands back. And come to tabletop. So all fours. So wrists underneath the shoulders, knees about hip width distance apart. And on an inhale, let the belly drop, look forward. On an exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, belly drops. And exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Keep moving with your own breath. Any natural movement here, hip circles or swaying back to child's pose. 4 more breath cycles. And come back to a neutral spine. So turn the hands, the fingers in towards each other. Create little fists. Thumbs into the center, fingers on top of the thumbs. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders. And on an inhale, lower the chest towards the hands. On an exhale, press into the top of the wrists. Press up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. So keep moving with your own breath, creating wrist strength here, especially for vinyasa. Very good for carpal tunnel syndrome or any issues in the hands. A couple more breaths. As you press up, replace the palms down on the mat. And turn the fingers back towards the knees. Walk them a little bit closer to the lower body. And on an inhale, let the belly drop, look forward. And on an exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Pause here. So keep rounding the chin in, rounding the upper back. Can lean the body forward and backwards here, a couple of breaths. And come back to neutral spine, turn the fingers around. Slowly come to standing on the knees, so Ustrasana, camel pose. So tuck the toes under, hands to the lower back. On an inhale, roll the shoulder blades down the back, peel the chest up, and let the head drop back. Maybe take hands to heels, but make sure you're pressing your chest up as you let the head drop down. 3 breaths here. Slowly come up. Untuck the toes, sit back onto the heels. Hands resting on the knees, shut the eyes down here for a moment. And bring right ear to right shoulder. And chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Head back. Right ear to right shoulder. And keep moving in nice slow circles. Move in the opposite direction. And come back to neutral. And come to standing on the knees. Once more, Ustrasana. Tuck the toes under. Hands to the lower back. Shoulder blades down the back. Inhale. And exhale, slowly let the head drop back. Maybe taking a hold of the heels. And maybe untucking the toes, letting the body drop even more in. Slowly coming back up. Coming on to the hands. And on an inhale, let the belly drop. Look forward. And this time on exhale, lift the knees onto the tops of the feet. Lift the hips up, chest to thighs. So working into the tops of the feet here. On an inhale, let the knees come down. Belly down, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, lift the knees, chest towards thighs. Inhale, lower, look forward. And exhale, round and lift. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, lift back. Come down to the knees. Inhale, reach the right arm out to the right side and up. And exhale, bring it underneath the left arm, come onto the right shoulder. Stretch the left arm forward for more length. Maybe left hand comes to the lower back, wrapping around the inside of the right thigh if you have the space. Bring the left hand by the face, press up. Stretch the right arm through and out to the right side, open the chest. And return the right hand to the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches up. And exhale, sweep the left arm through and underneath the right. Come on the left ear, right arm stretching forward. So the right hand can stay here or wrapping around the inside of the left thigh. A couple more breaths here. Bring the right palm back by the face. Press up, lift the left arm up and through, and down to the mat. Let the knees go wide, sit the hips back towards the heels, and stretch the left arm through towards the right side, but we're sinking into child's pose variation. Right arm stretching forward. Walk the right hand back towards the face, press up. And switch sides, left palm plants down, right arm stretching underneath the left. Come down onto the right shoulder, stretch the left arm forward. Bring the left palm back towards the face, press up, and come to sitting back on the heels. Bring hands to the lower back, take a bind, create a fist, open the chest, and maybe let the fist drop down behind you. Slight back bend here, looking up. Use the core, slowly draw forward, folding in, rounding in. Forehead towards the knees, fist towards the ceiling. Forehead, crown of head can land on the mat. And press fist up towards the ceiling. And slowly come back up. Let go of the bind. And bring the right hand out to the right side. Hips over towards the left heel. Left arm stretching up and over. So find length through the left side. And rounding through center, rounding the upper back in, chin into chest. Move to the left side. Spiral open with the right arm as you move the hips to the right heel. So just finding that elongation through the side bodies as we move from side to side. Inhale through center, rounding in. Moving to the right side with the hand, hips to the left heel. Spiral the chest open. On your inhale, move through center again. Move with your own cadence. We'll go through this twice more on each side. Find your length. Last one. And come back through center. Plant the hands down and find downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So pressing palms in, heels down, fingers nice and wide, creating a strong foundation. And stretch the left foot forward to the outside of the left hand. Open the chest forward. So keep the back knee lifted. Peel the chest open. So feel length here into the groin, into the right quad. And set the right knee down. You can untuck the right toes or keep them tucked. You can stand the palms or come down to the forearms. So coming into lizard's pose, let the left knee open to the left side a bit. The hips can sway from side to side. And head drops in. And slowly come back onto the palms. Turn to your left and just press your left hand into the left thigh here, opening a little bit, looking back. You can stay here or bend the right knee, reach back with the left hand, take a hold of the right foot and pull in. And slowly letting go of the right foot, coming back forward. Walk the left foot behind the right wrist, so we set up for pigeon pose. Set the left shin down parallel with the front of the mat as much as you can. This makes it more difficult. If you bring the left heel into the groin, this makes it a bit easier. So squaring the hips as much as you can, open the chest, and slowly begin to fold forward. Arms can go long out in front of you. And then if you're wanting a bit of a twist for something a little bit more intense, You can sweep the left arm underneath the right arm, as we did earlier in many positions, right arm stretching forward. Or right palm on top of the left palm, pointing out to the right, twisting open. So Ekapada Raja Kapotasana is not the nicest pose, so it can be quite intense on the hips. So try to use your breath to just fold into it. If it ever gets too intense, you just pull the left heel into the groin a little bit more to relieve a little bit of that tension. So if this is already intense enough, stay here. If you want a little bit more, we begin to peel the chest up. Bend the right knee back behind. For king pigeon, reach back for the right foot. Pull it into the right elbow crease. If you have this, left arm can stretch up and maybe taking a bind, opening the chest forward. If you have this mermaid variation, unbind. And everyone coming up onto the palms, tucking the right toes under and step back for downward. So just pedal it out here for a moment. And then walk the hands back towards the feet. Take opposite elbows, ragdoll here. And just sway from side to side. So have some space between the feet. A little bit of relaxation between these deep hip openers. And just listen to your breath here. Try to calm the nervous system, calm the heart rate. Hands to the ground. Slowly walk them forward back to downward facing dog. And step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Left leg nice and long back behind you. Keeping the left knee lifted. Let the hips drop in though, chest opening forward. So getting that deep groin stretch here. Set the left knee down, staying on the palms or coming onto the forearms and letting the right knee open to the right side of it. Very good. The head drop in. And slowly peel the chest up. Press the right palm into the right thigh, opening up a bit, spinning chest open. Staying here, bending the left knee back behind you, reaching back with the right hand and pulling the left foot in. Stay strong in the left palm here, keeping the upper body lifted. And slowly let go of the left foot. Bring the right hand down. And walk the right foot behind the left wrist. So same thing here. Know how deep you can go into the pose and endure. Keep the chest nice and open. Slowly come down, stretching the arms forward, or if you're wanting the twist, right arm sweeping underneath the left arm, coming down to the right shoulder. Left palm stretching forward for length, or left palm on top of the right palm. Clasping fingers, pointing out towards the left, twisting here. Two more breaths. And slowly beginning to come up if you want the deeper variation, or staying down if you don't want to go any deeper. And the left knee back behind you. Reach back with the left hand. Pull the left foot in to the elbow crease. Maybe the right arm stretches up. Find a bind here. Keep the chest open. Let go of the bind if you have it. Everyone coming up onto the palms. Tucking the left toes under and step back for downward facing. And slowly walk the feet forward to meet the hands. On an inhale, slowly roll all the way up to standing. Shrug the shoulders at the top. Reach up on inhale. And exhale, heart center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, reach. And exhale, bow forward all the way down. Folding in. Take a hold of the big toes, feet slightly apart. Inhale, peel the chest up. Exhale, fold in. So micro bend in the knees, let the elbows splay out to the side. And a couple more breaths here. Let go of the bind. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to shins. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands, send the right foot to the back of the mat, hands framing the left foot. It's getting hot in here. So chest is slightly up above the left thigh. You can come onto the fingertips. And on an inhale, let the hips drop in, open the chest, look forward. On an exhale, round the spine, lift the hips. So almost like cat and cow. Inhale, let the hips drop down, look forward. On an exhale, round the upper back, round the hips up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, round the upper back, chin into chest. Inhale, lower. And exhale, round in. Last one, inhale, lower. And exhale, come back to neutral. Keep the right hand planted, left arm stretching up. So we're twisting open here. Bring the left hand down, straighten the left leg, and hop the right foot halfway up the mat. Set the right heel down, peel the chest up, and bow forward in. So you might need a block at the front of the feet here to press the palms into, or you can come onto the fingertips, or maybe the forehead reaches the shin. If so, you can turn the fingers back behind you onto the fingertips, folding in. Bring the hands back to frame the left foot. Lift the chest up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back for downward facing. And step the right foot forward between the hands. Let the hips lower, peel the chest forward on inhale. And exhale, round the upper back, lift the hips. Inhale, lower, look forward. And exhale, round and lift the hips. Inhale, lower. And exhale, round. So it's almost like drawing a crescent shape with the head. Inhale, lower. And exhale, round. Last one, inhale. Come back to neutral, hips level. Left palm stays planted, right arm stretching up and open. Lower the right hand, straighten the right leg, and hop the left foot in midway. Set the left heel down, peel the chest up and fold in. Pyramid pose. So use a block in front of the right foot if you need it, or forehead to right shin. If you get that far, turn the hands back behind you onto the fingertips, folding in deeper. Walk the hands forward, peel the chest up halfway. Plant the hands, step back for downward facing. Slowly walk the feet midway up the mat. Bend into the knees and come down to a seat. Come to lying on the back, so have your block and your 2 tennis balls. Pull the knees into the chest. Grab opposite elbows. And you can rock from side to side. And plant the feet down. Bring a block underneath the sacrum. Keep the knees bent, the feet planted. Arms alongside the body. And coming into supported bridge pose. Lift the hips, remove the block, and grab onto your 2 tennis balls. So we're going to bring the 2 tennis balls in between the shoulder blades. So lift up for a second. Just as we used a block earlier in supported Matsyasana, right between the shoulder blades. Come to lying on the back. And you might move a little bit from side to side or just come into stillness. Arms can go wide. And so you can either have them long ways between the shoulder blades or side by side, pinching right in. So it's definitely going to be a bit uncomfortable here, but we're working into that spinal tissue, into the myofascial sheath. A couple more breaths here. You can roll over to the right side, just remove the tennis balls here and keep one. So you're going to bring one underneath the right glute. It's almost coming on to the piriformis here. So the hips are a little bit lifted, and you're just going to rock from left to right here on the tennis ball. So you'll definitely find that sweet spot. You can move from left to right or a circular motion. So find that space where you really feel the zing in the piriformis. Carry a lot of tension here in our glute muscles. About 5 more breaths here. And slowly move the tennis ball over to the left side. Finding that space to the left of the sacrum. Finding that little ridge moving from left to right. Maybe finding circles moving deeper into the glutes. Even into the hip socket. And using your breath to release here. So in the meridian system or the energy system, it's known the piriformis definitely carries a lot of emotional baggage. Whether that's true or not, it tends to be a space that all of us feel a bit of discomfort when we come into myofascial relief. So maybe that shows a little bit of truth to it. And 2 more breaths. And go ahead and release the ball off to the side and pull knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. And lift the legs straight up in the air. Small bend in the knees. Bring the right leg around the left. Set the left toes down. Hop the hips to the right. Knees drop to the left. Arms open up to the sides. So finding our twist here. You can let the head drop towards the right. And coming back to center. Recentering the hips, wrap the left leg around the right, set the right toes down, hop the hips to the left, and fold over towards the right, finding your twist. Let the head drop towards the left, the shoulder melting down towards the mat, as well as the knees. And come back to center. You square the hips. Let the knees go wide, palms of feet together, arms alongside the body. Or you can do one hand on heart, one hand on belly. Supta Baddha Konasana. And a couple more breaths. Knees into the chest. And rock up to a seat. So grab your blocks. We're going to come into shavasana. can lie all the way down if you don't have blocks, but if you do, you're going to bring the glutes to the very edge of the blocks. So you're letting your hips, you're letting your glutes fall through center. So you're just on the very edge of the blocks. And you're going to lay back down, take up space. And we're just allowing our hips to drop through, the seat to drop through. You might have to rearrange the blocks a bit here. But it's the support of stretching here into the groin, letting the hips be wide and open. Again, it takes some time to get comfortable in the space, but it should be that feeling of heaviness as the hips try to drop through to the floor. So in Shavasana, you completely surrender everything. So no more focus on breath or alignment. And do a mental checklist as you move from the crown of the head down to the feet, of allowing each and every body part to melt down on the mat, every thought to move away from the mind, so that you come into a space of nothingness. So allowing yourself to really settle into a deep sensation of stillness. And out of all the places that exist in our world, we don't always have the time to be in complete stillness without distraction, without sensation. So Shavasana should be that feeling of returning home. When thoughts do begin to arise in the mind, notice if you have the power and ability to wash them away. Or if you have a tendency to invite in the lists, the responsibilities, the expectations. Take a deep breath in through the nostrils, deep sigh out of the mouth. Knees into the chest, falling over to the right side. Fetal pose for a couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, you'll come up to a comfortable seat. cross-legged, eyes still shut down, hands resting on the knees, palms shining up. And then bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. And pulling chin into chest. And really feeling the chest rise and fall here with that breath, with the life force, with prana. Palms together, thumbs between third eye center, ajna, bowing down. And we say namaste. Thank you, Miss Teresa.